The culling of Stratholme. Everyone knows this moment. It's the scene where Arthas turns evil. It's been argued about for over 20 years as the point where he went too far. But here is the thing. What if we've been wrong this whole time? What if the culling wasn't where Arthas became a villain? What if it was actually his greatest moment as a hero? And everyone around him abandoned him for it? What if his real fall happened later, when he made a choice that had nothing to do with saving people and everything to do with his own pride? Today we are breaking down the real fall of Arthas, and I'm gonna say something controversial. Arthas did nothing wrong at Stratholme. His actual turn to evil. That happened in chapter 8 of Warcraft 3, a mission called Dissension. Let me explain. So let's talk about what's actually happening at Stratholme. Not the dramatic music and cinematic angles, just the facts. The cult of the damned put plagued grain all over the city, and this isn't like a normal plague. You can cure with medicine or magic. This is a necromantic weapon made by the Lich King. Kel'Thuzad literally tells you, the grain's been eaten. Everyone is infected and they are all gonna turn into the undead zombies in a few hours. Not maybe, not possibly, they are all turning. It's done. So you've got about 10,000 people who are already dead, they just don't know it yet. What are Arthas' options here? Option 1. Walk away, let it happen. Result, 10,000 zombies pour out the city. Kill everyone in the farms and villages nearby. The Scourge gets a massive army right in the middle of human lands. Thousands more die. Option 2. Set up a blockade and wait. Then fight them after they turn. Problem? You are fighting 10,000 zombies with whatever troops you have. You'll take heavy losses, your dead soldiers also become zombies, and you are still watching 10,000 people die. Just in a worse way as they are clawing at the gate trying to get out. Option 3. Go in now while they are still human. Make it quick. Stop them from turning. Prevent the Scourge from getting 10,000 new soldiers. From a military perspective, from a save the most lives perspective, option 3 is the only choice that makes sense. It stops the Scourge. It prevents more death. It's horrible, but it's the best option out of all the terrible options. Part 2. The trolley problem. You know the trolley problem, right? There is a train heading toward 5 people. You are at a switch. If you pull it, the train goes to another track where it will hit only one person. Do you pull it? Do you kill one person or save the 5? Stratholme is that, but way bigger. The train is already moving. The people are already doomed. Arthas isn't deciding if the strategy happens, he's deciding how to make it as small as possible. But here is the thing that makes this way harder than some philosophy class questions. Arthas doesn't just flip a switch. He has to personally walk through that city with his sword and do it himself. He has to see their faces, hear them scream, feel the weight of every single life, and he does it anyway, because someone has to. That's not evil. That's one of the most painful kinds of heroism there is. Doing something that will destroy your soul because it needs to be done. Taking on that burden so other people don't have to. And now we come to the two biggest failures ever. Uther the Lightbringer and Jaina Proudmoore. Let's talk about Uther first. So Uther, the legendary paladin, Arthas' teacher and his kind of father figure, and the guy who abandoned his student at the worst possible moment. Being a mentor isn't just teaching someone how to fight, it's preparing them for when things get complicated, being there when the world stops being simple good versus evil. Like paladins, that's the most annoying thing about paladins, and which will probably happen in the Midnight expansion. The light will be evil, because it's not always just good and evil. Until now, it has been presented like that. But after, I believe, something will happen at the end of the Midnight where the last Titan, light will be the main villain. Believe me. And Uther failed badly Arthas. Let's get back to the topic. Yeah, he failed him horribly. At Stratholme, Arthas explained the situation. They were already plagued, like there wasn't anything to do. They would turn and they would attack other villages. Then he lays out what he thinks is the only option. Maybe there is a better option, but we don't know it. And Uther just goes like, yeah, this is madness, see you. I'm not gonna do this. You are crazy, Arthas. And then he leaves him. And then we have Jaina, who also leaves him, and she just kind of goes like, I'm sorry, Arthas, I cannot watch you do this. And she also leaves. But no matter, later she just, you know, she went to Dalaran and purged Dalaran of the Sun Rivers and kind of imprisoned all the Blood Elves. Yeah, that was way better than Jaina. At least Uther had some kind of reason. While these two didn't come up with anything and just said, we cannot watch you do this, and we practically never want to see you again after you do this. If they came up with one solution and he said, no, he doesn't want to even try that solution, then that would be problematic and he would be evil in this part. We don't know, maybe he's evil, but by what happened, we cannot accuse him of evil until later on about what he does in chapter 8. And now we finally arrived to the chapter 8 that I've been talking about so long. So, Arthas goes to Northrend for the mission called Dissension. But first he comes to Northrend by chasing Mal'Ganis because Mal'Ganis escaped, of course, who would have expected that. And Arthas, like a little kid, just goes and chases him to the Northrend because of what he did in the stratholme. If Uther and Jaina stayed with him, maybe he wouldn't chase to Northrend and maybe he wouldn't fight Frostmourne. But okay, so Arthas goes to the Northrend and his troops are exhausted, freezing, running out of supplies, and then he gets the news from his father, King Terenas. King Terenas sends emissaries to bring back Arthas and his forces, but the emissaries say that Uther was the one that convinced King Terenas to bring the forces back, and when Arthas hears that Uther convinced them, Arthas now practically hates Uther and he would never listen to that request. Now, what are you gonna do? You can return, or pretty much your forces do want to go home. Your forces don't want to stay there. It's dangerous and it's full of the scourge. Northrend is overrun. So instead of Arthas going nicely back home and dealing with what he did back home, he goes and decides that it's the best course of action is to destroy the ships of his own men, thus dooming them to stay in the Northrend. Once he does that, they just kind of have to listen to him, and the next mission he finds Frostmourne, and after the Frostmourne pretty much it's all gone because his soul is stolen. But the worst thing about Dissension, even though Arthas decided to do that, and that's pretty much evil, that's evil now. He wasn't trying to save his men, he was dooming them. There wasn't any beneficial point of doing this. But Muradin Bronzebeard, instead of just being like, yeah, we shouldn't do that, I'm not gonna let you go around Arthas and pretty much destroy their ships. Also, Muradin could have stopped him. Honestly, he could have stopped him because he's a better fighter. Especially if you look by the abilities what you have in the game, but okay, whatever. Muradin helps him destroy the ships. And then Muradin is only disappointed after the Arthas betrays the recruits that help them destroy the ships. Arthas kills those recruits because he tells his men that they are the ones who are responsible for destroying the ships. So, Muradin, what are you doing? What exactly are you doing here? You should have been smarter. And then the next mission where you go and actually find the Frostmourne, Muradin dies by the Frostmourne because only now he realized that it's cursed. So Muradin was also obsessed with finding Frostmourne that he was willing to destroy the ships. So they pretty much split the blame here. Also, I mean, of course, by the gameplay tactics, Muradin had the Stormbolt, so he was supposed to be the one to destroy the ships because gameplay, yeah, they gave you another character. But still, by the story, that's like, he couldn't have said anything to Arthas because he didn't say it before. He went after the plan to destroy the ships. So all in all, this isn't doing what's necessary. This is betrayal. This is murder for no reason. This is obsession. At Stratholme, Arthas was trying to save lives. Here, he's risking his own men and killing innocent people just so he can get revenge. And the worst thing, Muradin helps him. So at Stratholme, at least he was honest. He saw everybody's infected, he didn't have another choice. He wouldn't have killed them otherwise. Here, he doomed his men and pretty much killed them just for the sake of revenge to Mal'Ganis. And in my opinion, this is exactly where Arthas as a hero dies. It's chapter 8 Dissension. It's not the culling of Stratholme, it's here, right here. Let me know in the comments what you think. If you like the video, please subscribe, it would mean a world to me.